Mm. Hi everyone, good afternoon and happy Sunday. We still have 10 minutes before we start. Sa mga nasa oh, before I start pala, is there anyone here who doesn't know how to speak Tagalog? Do we have non-Filipinos? Hi everyone, good afternoon. My gosh, ano? Sunday. We still have Yeah, so there you go. Can you put in the chat box if you don't know how to speak in Tagalog or Filipino, just put in the chat box English only so that I know that I should just speak in full English. While we're waiting. So what we're going to learn today is how to create your online profile, different online profiles, and your assets that you need to prepare before you start looking for your clients. Or that will help you, of course, look and book your clients. Okay, so looks like no one is chatting English only, so I can do Taglish. Yeah, but I think there are other viewers din kasi on YouTube who watches this after. Okay, sige. Let's just be consistent and do English only. Hi from YouTube people. Hello. So we have what's this? Two areas where we're on live. We're on live on Zoom and we're also on live on YouTube. Okay, so again, we're going to create your online profile, or I'm going to show you how you can create and optimize your different online profiles as a remote worker or as a virtual assistant, and also show you what assets you need to prepare. When we say assets, these are the what's this? The items that you need to have, like for example, your invoice, your contracts, your portfolio. Well, that's another what's this online profile. But yeah, your contracts, your invoice, your uh proposals. So those are the different assets that you need to be a successful virtual assistant, and that will also help you in the onboarding process of your client, or the whole experience of your client working with you. Okay, so we still have 7 more minutes. Let's wait for other people to join in, and then we'll start at exactly 2 p.m. For those people who are in Zoom right now, you currently cannot unmute yourselves, but later during our question and answer portion, I will definitely let you unmute yourselves so that you can ask whatever burning questions you have. And for our YouTube viewers, you can also chat your questions later during our question and answer portion. And a lot of other people are now joining on our Zoom room. We still have 4 minutes to go. We're also increasing our viewers on our YouTube channel. Ayan, we already have 25 in Zoom. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon and happy Sunday. Hi, Marian, on our comment section. Happy Sunday. Okay, 3 more minutes. Let's just give everyone enough time to join before we start. For those who weren't here before, this is already the day 4 or of our 5-day what's this series. So second to the last day na natin to. This is our second to the last day. And if you would like to watch, if you were not able to join the days 1 to 3, you can definitely check out our YouTube channel. Just search Mia Juan on YouTube or at Mia Juan on YouTube, and you can check out or go to the live portion, live tab of our YouTube channel, and you can check out the other videos from days 1 to 3. Hi everyone, good afternoon. I hope everyone is keeping safe because it has been raining for the past few weeks. I hope you guys are safe and dry. I think this is one of the perks of, being able to work from home full time. You don't have to go through the commute and the risk of being stranded somewhere because of the heavy rains. And we know how fast with this, how fast areas in the Philippines get flooded whenever there's rain. So that's one of the perks of being a virtual assistant. You're able to stay at home with your family, even in the middle of a typhoon. Yep, okay, we have 1 more minute and we are going to start our day 4 of our webinar on how to create your profile and your assets. Okay, so here we go. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Sunday. Hello to all of our participants here in Zoom and to all our viewers on YouTube. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I hope you're keeping safe and dry. For the past few weeks, it's been raining. So for today, this is day 4 or of our 5-part series. We're going to learn about how to create your different online profiles and the assets that you need to be a successful remote worker, especially if you're looking to look for direct clients. So first up, what are the different online profiles that you need to create? Let me just share another screen. Perfect. Okay, so the different profiles that you're going to create as a virtual assistant or as a remote worker would consist of your LinkedIn page, your other social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook or Facebook page. And then you will also create different profiles on different job boards such as Online Jobs PH, Upwork, and your online portfolio. We actually do have another platform, but it's an app-based platform. It's just about to be relaunched here in the Philippines, and I am very fortunate enough that they partnered with me. It's called Job Street by Seek Asia. So we already know the OG Job Street jobstreet.com before, but they have rebranded to JobStreet by Seek Asia. So I'll be launching that in by next week. I just can't show you here because they don't have a web base. They're only based in what's this, phone apps. But it's going to be a new platform that a lot of us remote workers or freelancers will definitely be able to look for clients. Okay, but first, let's focus on the first profile that you need to create. Now, the first one that you need to prioritize, aside from your JobStreet and your Upwork profile, may I just ask if this will be the Zoom meetings? No, this is already it's already 2 to 4 a.m. EST today, right now. So it's 2 p.m. here in the Philippines. So this is already our webinar. So come on and stay and join and watch. Okay, perfect. So first up is your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile yet, then you have to already create a LinkedIn profile, because you will also be able to get a lot of connections and possibility to look for clients. But what's very important with your LinkedIn profile, of course, is this page, the one that will be the first page that people will see and potential clients will see. Okay, so you have to make sure, remember, we are virtual assistants or remote workers. So everything that we do is online. So our profiles will be what will serve as the what's this? Initial, no, not first. I'm thinking of first come, first serve. I'm thinking of another what's this term? Like when you see someone for the first time. But anyway, so this is the first things that potential client will see. So you have to make sure that you provide all of the information necessary, and it will automatically attract potential clients to your profile. So the first one, of course, is first impression. There you go. I told you guys, my vocabulary is really, really very basic. Sometimes I forget things easily. Okay. So yeah, first impressions are your online profiles. So the first thing that you need to make sure that you fix, of course, is your picture. Don't post any photos with your background on your photo should be clear, okay? And it should show your face immediately. You cannot post photos like you're showing like that, or you're doing like that or something. It should always look professional, especially on LinkedIn. So imagine you have your one by one photo or your passport photo. That's how it's going to look like. It's very easy to create photos right now using Canva. Even if you have the free version of Canva, just take a picture on your phone with good lighting, and then crop your photo and then paste it on a white background, and that's it. You already have your professional photo. Okay, so make sure that you have this type of photo so that people can see you easily and can see your face easily. Next up is your LinkedIn cover. Okay, so make sure that your LinkedIn cover also looks very professional. As you can see, my theme in all of my profiles are very white, minimalist, and what's this, earth tones. Okay, so you just have to make sure that you also have your own branding, especially if you are in a specific niche. Like for example, you're under creatives, so you have to make sure that your what's this background, or your your LinkedIn cover would show that you are in the creatives field. If you are an accountant, or your specialty is accounting, then you should have a calculator there. And for me, I am an events planner and an executive virtual assistant, so I have a notebook and a keyboard. So it should be able to already show what you're all about. And then make sure that you show your name and what your expertise are or your niche is. So like I mentioned, I'm a virtual executive assistant and an events planner. And that also shows in the the about of my LinkedIn profile. And make sure that you use your legal name and not your nickname. Maybe you can put like a unquote unquote if you want to be called by your nickname. But of course, LinkedIn is a very professional platform. So as much as possible, always use your legal name. No need to include your middle name, just your legal name. And then for your contact information, you can remove some of your addresses, your mobile number. You can just state what probably your email or something like that. And then if you're currently employed, you can input what company you're working for or you're working with. Okay. Okay. Another thing that's very, very important here on um, LinkedIn is whenever you create your profile, it will ask you of your work experiences. So just make sure that you include it. Of course, this one will fix this in chronological order. So and yeah, so you won't have any challenge in arranging as long as you put in the correct dates and years. Your experience area in your LinkedIn will be arranged in chronological order. Okay. And then just make sure to include like the things that you're doing while you're an executive assistant or your previous work experience. Make sure that you have like a few. This is a lot for me actually. I'm not in the process of job hunting, so I'm really not editing this now. But yeah, this is like too much. Like all of these are a lot. You can definitely try and ask the help of Chat GPT to simplify the description of your work experiences. Okay. So now that you have that, you can also input your educational background. You can also, there are some seminars and certifications or webinars that you can attend that will provide you a certificate that is recognized by LinkedIn or can be synced to your LinkedIn. So if you do have or if you attended any, then you can do that. You can sync it here. My online course, my paid online course do have the certifications in my paid online course can be synced to your LinkedIn. And then you can also provide different skills. I don't know why I have direct sales here. That's why, yeah. Also, people have endorsed me. See, this is nice. Some people, which is if you have your network within LinkedIn, you can ask family and friends or coworkers to endorse you in a specific skill, and that will add on to your profile. See, I don't even know that I was endorsed by anyone. Okay. And this will also, of course, add to your credibility if potential clients are looking at your profile. And then I also have publications because I've been published in what's this? Yeah, I'm a published writer. So you can move this out if you haven't published anything. And then if you have garnered any awards from your previous work, you can also add that here. And then languages that you know how to do, and then that's it. Okay. There are other profile sections that you can add. You can just go through it while you're signing up or you're editing your LinkedIn profile. But what's also very important in LinkedIn is that you're already hitting two birds with one stone. There, I remember. Okay, that's because when you create your LinkedIn profile and a company asks you for your resume, you don't have to create a totally new resume. All you have to do is go to your LinkedIn profile and you can generate a PDF version of your resume based on your LinkedIn profile, which makes things very easy for you. All you have to do is go to more, and then you can see here it says build a resume. Just click on that. And then choose create from profile, meaning you're going to use the LinkedIn profile that you have. And then choose the job title that you are applying for or the job title that you currently have. So for me, let's just say executive. There, executive assistant. And then apply. There. So this is the resume that was created by LinkedIn. This is how it's going to look like in PDF format. So let's check that out. Here you can see it says download PDF. Just click on download. And then that should be in your download. And let's open that. And this is your resume. Okay, so you can already send this to anyone who's looking for a PDF format of your resume. Okay, so that's how easy it is. You can save this already on your computer and send it to anyone. So you don't have to create a totally new one and edit how it's gonna look like and all of those things. All you have to do is create a LinkedIn profile and you already have your resume. But just to give you an idea, guys, as virtual assistants or remote workers, a lot of clients who are looking to hire VAs, they no longer actually look for your resume. They rely highly on your portfolio and your LinkedIn profile. Okay, that's because since everyone's virtual, they just ask for your online profile and that's it. Okay, now I'd also just like to inform you guys that some companies might ask you for your resume and then some others might ask you for your curriculum vitae or your CV. There is a big difference between resumes and CVs. So your resume will definitely look like this. You can only include the work experiences that has a relation to whatever position that you are applying for. And then in terms of your educational background, you can only include the latest educational attainment that you have. You don't need to include your elementary or your high school and all of those things. You can even remove the licenses and certificates, the awards that you received if it does not, if it has no relation to the position that you are applying for. You can remove all of those things. You can also opt to not include your previous work experience. Like, for example, if I'm applying for a managerial position, I am going to remove the customer service representative because that has nothing to do with my experience as a manager. So there's no sense of including that there if I'm going to submit a resume to my client or to a company that I'm applying for. Okay. But if a company asks you for a CV or a curriculum vitae, then that should include everything or your whole experience from your elementary time up until your latest work experience. So sometimes the biggest difference between a resume and a curriculum vitae is that a curriculum vitae sometimes goes 10, 12 pages. I've created one for one of our followers. And then we also have this type of resume, which should just be 1 to 2 pages. Mine is just a bit long because since this came from my LinkedIn page, I really have a lot of descriptions. But if I'm going to build this as a resume, I'm going to delete some of the descriptions and just make it fit to 2 profiles. Now, in terms of the references, you can just say that references is available upon request and no need to really include that in your CV or your resume. Okay. Okay. So that's it for LinkedIn. How do I go back to my profile? There. Okay. So if your LinkedIn doesn't look like this, you can give time to really fix and make your LinkedIn optimized so that you don't have to. An optimized LinkedIn profile will definitely attract clients. So you don't have to really look for clients. Sometimes clients will be the one to approach you. And how are you going to do that via LinkedIn also? You can do that in your profile picture wherein you can add your frames there. You can add your frames to open to work. Okay, meaning you are available to be hired. Okay, this will this will, whenever, let's say, a company is looking for people to hire, at least from your photo, they will be able to see that you are available and they can invite you for an interview or something like that. Okay. Actually, when I started, because prior to me being an executive virtual assistant, I never um gave mind to my LinkedIn profile. It never looked like this. It was just very simple. But when I became an EVA, I decided to optimize my profile because our CEOs in Athena and our fellow managers in Athena started adding me. So I want to make sure that whenever they see my profile, it looks really nice. So when I changed it to look like this, a lot of was this potential clients started approaching or sending me messages, even if I don't have the open to work um what's this frame. So as long as you show here that you're an executive virtual assistant, or you're a general virtual assistant, or you are a social media manager, or a accounting VA, something like that, then a lot of people will start following you or will start approaching you and be your potential clients. Okay. Perfect. So that's for LinkedIn and for your resume. The next profile that you need to create are, of course, our two biggest job platforms, which is your Online Jobs PH and your Upwork. Okay. So for Online Jobs PH, since I already have my own Online Jobs PH, I can't go through with you the signing up process and all of those things. But of course, what's very important for Online Jobs PH is your photo should also be the same as, well, not necessarily the same, but the feel is similar, wherein it should look like your ID photo or your passport photo. And then you also have there your legal name as well as your expertise or your niche. Now, it's very nice to, of course, reach your 99 ID proof and be verified. For you to be able to reach 99 ID proof, I know most of you here will definitely have Online Jobs PH profiles already. So if I can remember clearly, because I created this from last year, you can reach your 99 ID proof if you provided a government issued ID, and then I think a billing, what's this? A billing that reflects your address. And then I think you also have a selfie with your ID. So if you provided all of those things, you'll reach your 99 ID proof. Now, 99 ID proof does not reflect your work experience, okay? 99 ID proof is, as it says ID proof, it just means that you are a verified real person, and you're not a bot, something like that. Okay. So you just have to make sure that you've reached at least a minimum of 50 and above, because whenever I help people like search work through Online Jobs PH, the average ID proof that I see that employees or potential clients require are 50 and above. And then, of course, the next thing that you're going to include is your salary. Like, how much or what are you looking for? Are you looking for just part-time or full-time? And then how much your rate is per hour. Okay. If you are new, you can start and you don't have an experience as a virtual assistant and all, you can start at between $5 to $8. Don't go lower, okay? Because if you go lower, you're already lowballing yourself. Um, and going lower than $5 is not that worth it, because even if you think that being a virtual assistant is kind of easy since we're working at home, it's not. The type of load, the workload that we have as VAs, even if we are starting as a general VA, it's still a lot. Okay, it still takes a lot of our time and a lot of our effort and a lot of our brain cells. If you watch the first few days of this webinar, I think that would be day 2 and 3, you would know the different skills that you need to have as a virtual assistant. So avoid lowballing yourself, because it's not going to be worth it. You won't, if you go, let's say, $2 or $3 per hour, at the end of the day, you will feel like you're paid so low, you won't have the energy to really work hard for what it is that you're doing. So make sure that you what's this charge $5 and up, so that you would also feel like, hey, my client is paying me this much, so I have to make sure that I really work hard for what my client is paying me for. Okay, so it's just your mindset when it comes to that. Okay. Just don't mind the $15 because I already have experience. So if you're like me, let's say for after 60 months, you already have gained a number of experiences, you can go up to, let's say, $8 or $10 per hour. And then after another 6 months, you can go up, let's say, $12 and then go up to 15. So as soon as you gain different experiences and you feel like you have upskilled yourself, then you can increase the rate that you have. Don't be afraid with the competition. I know when you look at TikTok or other content creators, they are saying that they're seeing a lot of Filipinos going as low as $2 to $3 per hour. That's why it's so hard to get clients, because a lot of Filipinos are lowballing themselves. Don't be afraid don't be afraid from those people, because trust me, if you lowball yourself at $2 or $3 per hour, you're not gonna stay that long in that client. Okay. And if you feel like you're only worth $2 or $3 per hour, that client wouldn't stay with you for a really long time, because feel they wouldn't feel like you're valuable enough for them to stay with you long. So it's important. Remember how it feels like when you're buying cheap. You know that it's not gonna last long. Okay, like for example, if you really buy a very inexpensive bag, it might last you 6 months, and after that the leather will rip off. Not like if you buy, let's say, a Louis Vuitton or a Chanel leather bag, it's gonna last you for years, and it's the leather wouldn't chip off that easily. So that's how you want people, or that's how you want clients to look at you. The higher your rate is, the impression of you being a very valuable and what's this high ticket executive virtual assistant or general virtual assistant you are. Okay. Now next up, of course, is your education. Just write what you finished. If you're an undergrad, just do so. And then you have your test scores here. These tests are free here on OLJ, so make sure that you do use them, or you do take them, especially the DISC, the IQ, and your English assessment. And then you, with the DISC, always take them, let's say, every 3 or every quarter, because as you gain experience, your DISC differs from time to time. I think I took my DISC when I opened my OLJ, so that could have been, I think, a little bit more than a year ago. So you have to refresh this. It's just that, again, I'm not actively looking for work. That's why I'm not updating any of my profiles. Okay. And then hold on. This is there. Okay. Okay, and then the next one would be here, a profile description. So you just have to make sure that you describe what your expertise are. This is so like way back 2021. So yeah, this should be updated already. Your profile description doesn't have to be in bullet form. You can use ChatGPT and ask help from ChatGPT on how to create an online jobs PH profile description in, let's say, 2 to 3 sentences, and then you can just copy and paste that here. Okay. Next up are your skills. So for these skills, you will actually be the one to say what stars or what level of expertise you are in a specific skill. Now, I learned this from a friend, Ben. He is also on TikTok. He's also a content creator. He's a legal VA. And he teaches how to optimize your online profiles, especially on OLJ. Um, he told me that for your skills, if it's 3 stars or lower, don't include that anymore. So only show your skills that are 4 stars or 5 stars. Okay. So like for example, for this one, customer support, we should already put this at 4. Email management, I already gained a number of experience for the past 2 years. So this should go up at 4. Facebook marketing is still at 3. Blogging is still at 3. Quality control is still at 3. So like that. Okay. Phone support should be at 5. Okay. So you just have to make sure you just include 3 or 4, sorry, 4 or 5 stars. Okay. Because if you are you are a client and you see 3 stars in their profile, especially look at mine. I have so many 3 stars. This doesn't look great if I'm an employer. Okay. So just make sure that you highlight your expertise. Hi. So that's your profile. Take note, guys, that we are not going to talk about how to look for clients because that will be the day 5 of our webinar. Okay, right now we are just creating your profiles. Next up is your Upwork. Okay, so your Upwork profile, actually before, I've never really focus on my Upwork profile, because when I created my Upwork profile, I think 10 years ago, when it was still, they have a different name before. Yeah, they have a different name before, but when they were not yet Upwork, I already created the profile. And it was so hard to create a profile in Upwork. It's like you have to write essays about you, about what you're looking for, and all of those things. It was so hard, and it will take a lot of your time to create an Upwork profile. So I've been pausing this for so long. But when I started doing or creating my online course and doing these online webinars, I decided that it won't be there you go. So Odesk, yeah, it was still Odesk before it was Upwork. So when I created my Odesk profile, it was so hard to create one. And then so yeah, going back, when I decided to do this webinars, I said I really have to give time to create my Upwork so that I can help people and teach people how to create one and optimize it. And to my surprise, I think I created it a few months or last year. To my surprise, it was so easy to already create an Upwork profile. I didn't have to write any essays anymore. And there was an option for me to sync my LinkedIn information into Upwork so that it will auto-populate all of the information that they need. And then here it is. Here's our profile. Let's see the public view there. So it's so easy to create. Yeah, it's so easy to create your online profile now on Upwork. So if you have time, create one already. Because you will also be able to get a lot of clients here. It's actually OLJ before used to not to just be a job board, but now they also have this time proof option similar to Upwork, I think, wherein you can log in and out within the platform. So yeah, how to sync LinkedIn. There was an option when marami na din scammers sa Upwork. Ayan. So we'll talk about scams next time. Was this the LinkedIn? I did that when I created my profile. I don't know how to sync it now that I have my profile. I'll try to find out how, but there was an option to sync it during the sign up process. Pataas na mataas yung need nila na connects. Is it the connects are with I don't know the term from OLJ, but I know OLJ also has a similar one, right? For connects. So they both have connects already. Before, I think a year ago or 2 years ago, OLJ did not have connects. You can apply as many as you want. Naipon ko na connects ko. Well, because you're not applying. Oo. Um, so yeah, I haven't really update my profile on Upwork. Again, I'm not actively seeking work, but will definitely I will definitely teach you how to look for work in OLJ and in Upwork on our next webinar. That's because we do also help others how to look for work through these platforms. Okay. Next up how do you optimize your Upwork? Sorry, do you also need to pay the connects in OLJ once you already exhausted your free connects? I haven't tried if you can buy connects in OLJ. If anyone here has experience in OLJ, OLJ is apply points. So I'm not sure if you can buy in OLJ. Probably. I'm not sure. Or you gain or you refresh it every month. I know the last time it refreshes every month. Okay. So similar to your OLJ and your LinkedIn, you just like this one. You see this portion, this profile, this one. Let me highlight this one. Okay. I did not write this. I asked ChatGPT to do this for me. Okay? So you just have to ask help from your ChatGPT on how to on writing this for you. Okay? I'm not this good of a writer, guys. So that's all with the help of ChatGPT. Minimum 10 applications from OLJ every day. So there. Different, not sure if it not sure, but it refreshes. Yes, it refreshes every month. The one for OLJ. And yes, you do have a minimum of 10 applications on OLJ every day. We'll talk about that on our next webinar when we start looking for jobs. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's already the points, right? It's already the apply points and not the minimum of 10 applications. Okay. What is OLJ? OLJ, this one, Online Jobs PH. OLJ, Online Jobs PH. And then you have Upwork. Another profile that I wanted to create also, but it's just that I'm not yet sure how to look for clients in that particular platform is Indeed. So if you don't have an Indeed profile, you can create one already. It's just that I can't teach you because I don't have an Indeed profile. But I've seen other content creators that were able to look for clients or find clients in Indeed. Okay, so the next profiles that I will be teaching you are in your social media platforms. Now, why is social media platforms included in creating your online profiles as a remote worker or as a virtual assistant? Is it better applying on these sites or apply directly to clients in LinkedIn for someone who has no experience? You can try all of them. Okay, especially if you don't have experience and you are new in the remote work industry, you can try applying in all of the platforms because you still don't have a trial and error type of experience on what platform really works for you. So for you to be able to identify which platform gives you more luck in looking for clients or what platform works for your profile, then I really suggest that you try all of them. Send a few in OLJ, send a few in Upwork, send a few through Indeed, and then try looking for direct clients on your social media platforms. Excuse me. Okay, so going back. So for The reason why we have included your social media platforms as an online profile is because when you decide to be a freelancer or a remote worker or a virtual assistant or whatever type of niche you are actually um, starting your own business and creating your own brand. Starting your own business in a way that you are selling your services as a virtual assistant. Like for example, let's similar to my experience as a business owner. When I decided to become a wedding and events planner, I wasn't selling any goods. I wasn't selling any um was this materials. I was just really selling myself and my services and my knowledge as a wedding and events planner. And that's what we are also doing as virtual assistants or freelancers. We are selling ourselves and our services to clients. We're not selling soaps to them or shampoos or any tangent materials. Okay. We are selling our services. Therefore, we are business owners. Okay. You also what's this always when you start a freelancing career or a remote work career, even if you decide to apply to an agency, you always need to have a business or an entrepreneur mindset and not have an employee mindset. Okay, because if you have an employee mindset as a freelancer or as a remote worker, you're not going to succeed in this business, especially if you want to look for direct clients. Okay, so being a freelancer or a remote worker is a total 180-degree shift from your corporate world, especially if you are a career shifter and you're coming in from a company or a corporate industry. Okay. Here in that's why sometimes I see a lot of people that becoming a remote worker or a freelancer will definitely give in more money, give you more freedom to work anywhere, have a better work and life balance, but it's also a very lonely industry because you are alone in this as you are starting to build your own name, your own brand, and your own business. So it's very important also to network and join freelancing groups such as Barangay VA or our EVA community because it's a very, very lonely industry, especially if you're starting. Okay, that's because you're a business owner. You will be what's this creating everything for yourself. Okay, that's why it's very important to have your social media profiles. So if you look at other business owners, for example, Get Ready With Me or your simple online seller. Okay, they create their own a different Instagram account for their business, and they also create a Facebook page for their business. So like I mentioned, as a remote worker or as a freelancer, we are a business and we are selling our own services. So it's very, very important to also create and optimize your social media profiles. And the first one that I need you to create is your Instagram profile. Why? Because I have first-hand experience. Just don't mind my face, okay? Hindi. I know it's so large. My face is right there in your face. Just don't mind it, okay? Um, what's this? Uh, I got distracted by my face. Um, so yeah, so for your Instagram, okay, I have first-hand experience in Instagram that when I started to optimize it and input what's this virtual assistant um content, I started getting a lot of messages from potential clients who'd like to hire me as their virtual assistant. Others were even asking, if you're not available, can you train someone and then I'll hire them. Okay. So it opens a lot compared to my Facebook page. Instagram has opened a lot of opportunities for me to become an executive assistant to someone or refer a friend to a potential client that of course I cannot work with or I cannot work for. Okay. So it's a very important. That's because there's a lot, especially in the US. just to give you an idea, here in the Philippines, we're so used to businesses having Facebook profiles or Facebook pages, like restaurants, anything that has to do with the business definitely would have a Facebook page. But in the US, it's not like that. They're more focused on their Yelp profiles and their Instagram accounts. So business owners in the US are more active on Instagram than on Facebook. Okay, especially startups or Gen Z, millennials who are business owners and are open to hiring VAs are very active on Instagram. Okay. So first up, if you have an Instagram already and you don't want to touch your Instagram because your Instagram is private and it's only for your family and friends, then I highly suggest you create a new account that will focus only on your business and your brand as a virtual assistant or as a remote worker. Now, for me, I did not create anything new. I just used my own personal what's this Instagram page or Instagram profile, and I optimized it to highlight my expertise. So the first one that you need to, excuse me, the first one that you need to change in your Instagram is, of course, your bio. Now, this bio only allows you a number of letters or characters. So make sure that you write everything already. As you can see, I have a public profile, which means that I'll show what type of public figure I am. So it will show here that I am an entrepreneur, and then I will highlight virtual assistant and event planner. I did not write executive anymore because I don't have enough spaces for that or characters for that. And then since I'm also actively hiring for virtual assistants, I did include the link for VAs to apply and join my community. Okay. You can also, if you have different links, you can also use link.bio or lnk.bio so that you can direct people to that and you can have the compilation of all of your different important links that you are promoting online. Okay. You can also decide to have what's this stories or highlights. I haven't optimized my highlights yet, but soon I'm going to fix that. So you can use this so that they can easily see the details about you and they don't have to scroll through your feed to be able to see the details. Okay. So make sure that you optimize your stories or your reels and your highlights. Next up that you can do in your Instagram profile to attract clients is to show what your expertise are. If you are not like me, because I'm very used to, I'm an extrovert and I'm very comfortable in speaking in front of the camera or posting my face online. But if I know there are a lot of us who are not comfortable in doing that, you don't actually, for you to be able to succeed as a content creator and um, highlight your experiences and expertise online, you don't actually need to show your face. Okay? You can do posts such as, it's been such a long time since I posted one that did not show my face. Where is that? Okay, like this one. So this just shows a photo of where I am currently. So you can post pictures of your station, um, and then just make sure that you use appropriate, what's this, hashtags. And for SEO purposes, you also have to make sure that your caption is also related to being a virtual assistant or what your expertise is. So you can do that. And then you can also, I'm trying to look for the other content. It's been such a long time since I created that type of content. That's why it's somewhere under here. See, you see how confident I am with my here. Okay. So, like this, 5 things I do as a virtual executive assistant. Okay. You can opt not to have your face there, and then you can just put in the different things that you do, and then ask the help of Chat GPT to create your caption. And that's it. This will actually help your clients see that you are a good executive virtual assistant or a GVA or whatever niche you have. So you don't, if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, you can do things like this. Or you can also do voiceovers and use stock photos. What's this? Oh, this is, guys, this is the CEO of Athena. Diba? No, I can't makita. Kinikilig. Okay. Ito yung asawa ko. Here's my husband. Okay, so, what's this? Wala tayo sa focus. So yeah, you don't have to use your face if you're not as comfortable as me. You can do voiceovers. So for example, this you can show your desk, your works. Oh, I miss this keyboard. See, we will change that keyboard. There you can use different photos, or you can use stock photos. When I say stock photos, there are a lot of was this photos for free that you can use in Canva, and then you can do voiceovers after. Paano malalaman yung sa SEO? Ay, hindi ako magaling. I'm not very good in SEO. I just use the help of ChatGPT. So whenever I put my prompts on ChatGPT, I always tell ChatGPT, make sure it's what's this? It's going to work with it has great SEO capability, something like that. So I just always inform ChatGPT to make it to have it optimized for different search engines. And then ChatGPT will just produce whatever captions I have. Parang searchable po ba? Parang ganun. SEO kasi is search engine optimization. So it just means that whenever you write captions, there are Tracy, our social media manager, is the best person to ask for that. But of course, we're not gonna ask her to do that today. I might guest her in one of our YouTube videos. Then we'll talk about SEO or search engine optimization. But it basically means that sorry. Okay. To it's about 3 o'clock pa lang pala. Ang bilis ko rin magsalita. Okay, so well, search engine optimization basically means that the captions that you use based on the product or the topic that you're trying to highlight or advertise are the correct words that your audience is searching online. I hope I was able to that was very slow, but I hope I was able to you were able to understand what I just said. Yeah. So there's Tracy. She said it should include relevant information and keywords in your post. So when we say relevant and there are more chances of visibility, correct. So you have to think of, when you're thinking of SEO, you have to think of your audience. So for example, my audience are career shifters who's looking to become freelancers. So I have to think, as a career shifter, when I'm trying to look for work as a virtual assistant, what are the keywords that I type online so that I can generate, so that I can see the information that I want. So as a content creator, as someone who is trying to attract clients, you have to think like your client. When I'm looking for a virtual assistant, what are the words that I'm looking for? And then those words that you think that your potential client is going to search online, that's what you're going to put in your captions. There. So that's basically what SEO. I think I'm correct, Tracy. I feel like I am correct with how I explained that. Yeah. So Tracy, you have questions in our chat box. Okay. So there you go. So that's Instagram for you. Okay. Advice, guys, if you're not that comfortable with Instagram or you're not that familiar in using Instagram, if you want to succeed as a virtual assistant, it's high time that you do so because Instagram really provides you with premium clients. First-hand experience, guys. There's a lot of premium clients who have approached me on Instagram, but I'm not looking for direct clients because we're very happy in Athena. So no, I do like what I do is since I'm helping others look for jobs, like I have friends who doesn't want to apply in an agency, therefore I can't refer them to Athena. Then what I do is just I refer them to whoever reaches out to me here. I tell them you can check out this profile or something like that. Like next up is your Facebook page. Now this is not required, but if you're someone who is trying to look for clients on Facebook, then you can also optimize your Facebook page. Now, my Facebook page is optimized in a way as a content creator and not as someone who's looking for work or is trying to attract clients. So if you are trying to attract clients, then you should create a Facebook page similar to your LinkedIn page, wherein your Facebook cover should already highlight what your expertise is, what type of work people can hire you for. And yeah, this is just actually similar to your LinkedIn page. And then the nice thing about Facebook pages is whatever you post on your Instagram, you can post that immediately in your Facebook page. So you don't really have to think about your Facebook page. You can have your Facebook page linked to your Instagram profile and just focus on your Instagram and make sure that when you post something on your Instagram, you also post it on your Facebook page. There is an option on Instagram wherein you can post it directly to your Facebook. So make sure that you optimize it like that, so you don't have to really think about posting on Facebook and then posting also on Instagram. Make your life easier by just posting in one platform and integrating that platform to another platform. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you mean in relevant is a direct relationship to your post. Sorry, Aaron, I don't understand the question. Later, Aaron, I'll give you the floor to unmute during our question and answer so that you can ask this one again from me later. First time maka-attend ng, ang tanong ko po is English, okay lang po ba? Yeah, the middle level. Yes. Okay. In terms of your English proficiency, if you're looking for a direct client, even if you're not that great with your English, direct clients usually are okay with you having basic English knowledge. As long as it's conversational and as long as they can understand you, that's fine. But if you're going in the direction of an agency, they do have standards in their English communication skills for their EAs or their VAs. So if you feel like you're not that confident enough yet with your English communication skills and you feel like you're not yet within the standards of the agency that you're looking to apply for, then you can just go directly to a client because they have direct clients. They are as long as they can understand you, you're fine. They don't really look at your English communication skills, especially if they're hiring you as admin and back end and you're only doing work for them and you don't have to talk to their clients or their colleagues, or you don't have to talk to their customers. Then English communication skills is something that what's this? Something that direct clients really don't have standards for, as long as you they can understand you. But if you're going to an agency, then that's a different ball game. Paano niyo po malalaman na yung hashtag is not lower than 10K and the like? Okay, so for hashtag, I use the app besthashtags.com. It's very, very nice. It shows you which hashtags have this number of posts, etc., so that you can use hashtags that have high visibility and then hashtags that have low visibility, something like that. Let's check. I know it's besthashtags.com. Best. Hindi siya nagta-type. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Tracy. Okay. Hold on. Saan po kayo nag-apply nung mga virtual pa kayo para makahanap ng client? I applied sa Athena. Sa Athena lang. Sa Athena lang kasi I didn't have any experience as a virtual assistant prior to applying sa Athena. So I didn't apply in different agencies. I just tried one and tested my luck, and good naman that I was lucky enough to pass the application process. Okay, so that's your Facebook page. Here, hold on. Okay, so there's our Facebook. We'll talk about Athena later. Sige. So there's your Facebook page. Again, you can opt not to have this, but what's very important is your Instagram account. Okay. Hey. Next up is so we've already tackled your social media platforms. Next up is your online portfolio. Like I mentioned earlier, most clients don't ask for your resumes already or your CVs. It's not something that they really look for, especially for a virtual assistant. They're more focused on your online portfolio. If you are someone who's starting, who does not have experience yet as a virtual assistant, and you're not a creative, let's say you're not a social media manager, you're not a graphic designer, meaning you can create a portfolio that has photos of whatever output that you created before, then you might think that, how can I create a portfolio if I'm a general VA or an EVA? I don't have creative output. We can still do so, and it's very, very easy. If you see this one, this template, I just used Canva and then just search portfolios, and it will give you different designs of different portfolios that you want. Okay, depending on the branding that you want your profile to look like. You don't need to have a paid Canva. You can use, there are a lot of free versions of the portfolios that you can use from. Okay. So here we only have, as an executive VA, we only need 7 pages for our portfolio. And you don't need to be as creative as you want, because again, we are not creatives. So whenever clients look for our profile, the simpler, the better, because they want, if they're looking for an EVA, they want it direct to the point, and they don't want, so many things happening. Okay. You can, of course, put in photos if you want, but for me, I didn't do so. So I just have here my cover page. Again, if you're not as confident as me and as an extrovert such as I am, you can have just a simple photo for you. Okay. And then your next page should be a little bit something about you. Take note, if you are creating your portfolio, you have to make sure that as soon as your client looks at it, they don't have to really read so many things. Okay? Your clients are very busy people. You need to be able to give them everything that they need to look at, or everything that they need to know about you in just a few seconds or in just a few minutes. Okay? They don't have time to dive deep into your portfolio. You have to be able to give the information immediately. So this is our portfolio, a little bit something about me. Focus on your career and your expertise as a virtual assistant, a little bit about your previous work experience, and a little something about yourself. Next one is the skills that we know. So this is kind of our was this wait, let's there. Okay, excuse me. If you are creative, this is where you're going to post your previous creations. But for us GVAs or EVAs, this is where we are going to highlight the skills that we know how to do. So of course we have email management, calendar, travel, research, household, basic social media, and online course creations. So these are the things that I do. Paano pag walang experience being a VA? Paano magsa-start ng portfolio? Great question. Okay? So if you've attended webinars such as mine, I already taught you how to do email management, how to do calendar management. How did I teach travel management? Not yet. We have household management. Okay. If you go to my webinar on YouTube, it's also a free webinar where I teach how to gain experience. If you don't have an experience, Tracy will be able to share the link here. Watch that. And then what's this? And then there are like scenarios from client scenarios that I showed there, and then just do the exercises or scenarios on your end. There you will gain experience in terms of email calendar. The nice thing about starting your career in the remote work industry as a general VA or as an EVA, you can actually gain experience even if you don't have a client yet. Okay? Just create different scenarios of what you feel like your client will ask of you. And then you can do those scenarios by yourself through your own Gmail. You can do different scenarios on how to input events in the calendar. You can try to, let's say, look for flights when you talk about travel management, create sample itineraries for your client, and all of those things. You can gain experience as a GVA, again, even without even without a client. And that's what you can put in your profile. Okay. So for example, you've practiced email management, you know how to respond, you know how to use different features of your Gmail and your calendar. You know how to book flights because you've also booked flights for yourself and your family through Cebu Pacific or PAL. You know how to book hotels because you did that also by yourself for your family and friends. Then you can have that already in your administrative skills. You don't need to have a video. We also have an intro video that you can do as one of your profiles, but we have this as text as your administrative skills. Okay, so you have here. So these are the skills that I have. You can have lesser skills, especially if you're starting. But then again, like I mentioned, if you want to learn and gain those skills, you can do so even without a client. Okay. Next thing on your profile or your online profile, you can input all of the softwares that you know how to use. Like for example, with my administrative skills, I know how to use Gmail, Google Calendar, G Drive, and Outlook. I also know how to use project management tools such as Notion and Airtable. In terms of video editing and social media, I know how to use Wix, Canva, iMovie, Splice, and QuickPlay. And then in terms of online course creation, I know how to use Thinkific and Udemy. Okay, so these are all of the softwares or applications that I know how to use. If you don't know, let's say you don't have experience, you can start using Notion as your own diary of some sort, because Notion is the most user and beginner friendly project management tool that you can learn by yourself. Let's say you want to plan your life, you want to use it as a habit tracker, because the free version of Notion, you can actually use all of the features of Notion. Okay, you only need to pay Notion or upgrade it if you would like to add in teams or other users in your Notion page. Okay, so if you are starting and you don't know any project management tool, Notion is the best place to start. Yes, guys, this is recorded. We are currently live on YouTube. And as soon as we are done with this, the recording will be available on our YouTube channels. Okay. Next up is the platforms that we use. So these are the platforms that I know how to use if the client decides to also add social media management or basic social media management in one of the tasks that I need to do. So we know how to use Facebook page and Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn. The next up will be your service rates. We're actually going to also talk about service rates today. So once you're done with the skills, the softwares you use, and the platforms that you use, you can move on to your service rates. We'll talk about this more in detail later. And then the last page are your what's this, contact details. And then I just put, sometimes maarte talaga tayo. I've placed like a quote or something. If they decide to read it, bahala sila. If they don't want, I really don't care. It's just really for my satisfaction. Ang haba ng question. Dianine, I'll answer you later. Ang haba. Okay. So yes, so that's our profile. Okay, our portfolio. I think Tracy is posting the links to our YouTube channel. Just check out the links that Tracy is sharing. Okay. Now let's talk about, before we move on to your assets, let's talk about your service rates. So we've already discussed the different profiles that you should create as a freelancer. You have your LinkedIn, your resume via your LinkedIn, your online jobs page, your Upwork, your Instagram, and your Facebook page that you can connect to your Instagram, and of course your portfolio. Now let's talk about your service rates. If you're someone who is starting, I highly suggest that you have two types of service rates. One is for your part-time, and one is for your full-time. You can also have one as a project-based, but when you're starting, you don't really want to attract people in a project-based basis. Okay? Because it just means that they'll hire you for one project and that's it. You want to be stable first in being a freelancer. So we're not going to focus about project-based rates. We're only going to focus on two rates that will give you a stable client. Okay. And that's your part-time and your full-time. Now, if you look at our service rates, our full-time is lower, the hourly rate is lower than your hourly rate in your part-time job. Why is it like that? I'm gonna have a hard time explaining this in English. Okay, so when you're starting, you can have your, like I mentioned earlier, you can have your full-time rate at $5 per hour. Okay, that's your full-time rate. If a client is asking you for a part-time rate, your part-time rate should be higher than your full-time rate. Okay? Why? Because you're gonna earn less as a part-timer than compared to being a full-timer. Okay? Because of course the hours are totally different. Like as you can see here, part-time is inclusive of 80 hours a month. which is 50% of your full-time hours, which is 160 hours a month. So if a client decides to hire you for part-time, you're gonna your income will be lower than your full-time rate. So it needs to be higher than your hourly full-time rate. If you look at, it's also a marketing strategy. Okay. Of course, you want for a more stable job and a higher income, you want your clients to hire you full-time because you're gonna earn more for full-time. So you want to attract clients to hire you full-time instead of part-time. But of course, you're also gonna offer your part-time rate. Or when they ask, I can't hire you. I don't want, let's say a client asks you how much your rate is, then you'll give them $10 per hour for a full-time rate. If you decide to hire me less than 160 hours a month, then I have a part-time rate which is higher at $12 per hour. Okay. It's a marketing strategy because if you look at or if you compare a catering service, whenever we get a catering service, the more number of guests that you are going to get the catering service for, the lower the amount of per person. Okay? The lower the number of persons that you're getting for your catering service, the higher the amount. For example, if you're going to get a catering service for 250 guests, the per person amount would be, let's say, on 800 pesos per person. But if you're going to get for 50 packs only, let's say it's an intimate event, it's 50 guests, your catering service will charge you 1,500 per guest. So it's more expensive. Okay? Because the catering service would like you to to get more, would like to you to book for more people because they're gonna earn more if you book more people. Something like that. See, I told you I'm gonna have a hard time explaining this in English, but I hope you get the idea. Okay, and we do that also as virtual assistants. Okay, why? Because when your client says that, oh, so how much is your part time? It's $12 per hour, and they're gonna ask, and they're gonna say, why is it higher than your hourly rate for full time? And then you just tell them that because that's my rate. If you'd like to get more out of or save more, then you get my full time rate. Okay? Full time, they will feel like they're saving more when they get you full time because your charge is lower. Okay? Same goes if they get you. So you have two types. You have your part-time and your full-time. And under your part-time and your full-time, you also have two categories. You have your hourly and your monthly. Okay? Hourly rate, $10 for full-time, $12 for part-time. For monthly, you have 1,500 for full-time and 800 for your part-time. Okay? Of course, the monthly is totally a different setup than your hourly, because you have to show that they'll save your part-time is a little bit more lower than your hourly rate. But there's also another type of computation as to why it's 800 and 1,500. If you check out your calculator, the $10, if this is for full time, if you compute 10 times 160 hours, the total is actually 1,600. But since you're offering them the monthly rate instead of your per hourly, you have to make sure that you give a little bit of a discount. Okay? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Sam. That's because you also want to attract them to get you for the monthly instead of hourly. So why do you want them to get you for the monthly rate? That's because if they get you monthly, you don't have to log in or log out. Okay? No matter how many hours you put into that work, you will be paid in a monthly rate. Okay? So for example, as long as you are available for them at 8 hours per day or 160 hours per month, you can attract them for your monthly rate. Okay? That's because when you are in a per hourly rate, you need to log in, log out, and you have to show them the different computations of your hourly rate, how many hours you input for this day. That's what you're going to put in your invoice. So it's very, very complicated. So you need to be able to attract them for your monthly rate so that they can hire you monthly. And you don't have to do your logins and your logouts. It's just fixed monthly. They're going to pay you every 15th of 1,500. That's it. Okay. You can finish, let's say, you can finish your work. Let's say, for example, these are the things that you're doing for your client. You're logged in, or you're available during their work hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. These are the things that they're telling you to do for the day. And let's say you're done for the day, you were able to finish the task for the day in 2 hours. For the next 6 hours, there's nothing for you to do and you're just browsing. But you're paid for a month. Fixed. So that's how we want to do it. Okay, because what's this? They're paying you your worth, but because you work fast, since you're already good at what you're doing, you're still paid fixed monthly even if you're clocking in less working hours. Diba? You guys like that? Okay. So there. So this is where you attract them. You will say that if you get me at an hourly rate and I do full time with you, the total amount that you're going to give me is 1,600. But if you get me for a fixed monthly, I'll give you $100 discount off, and you're just going to get me 1,500 instead of 1,600. So that's how you're going to do it. And then if you also compute your $12 per hour for your part-time and multiply that by 80, that's $960 dollars for part-time. Okay. So you're gonna give them a discount also. Okay. Okay, if you don't want to get my monthly hourly rate, you just want to get me at what's this, $12 per hour, why don't you get me a fixed monthly of $800 per hour? Okay. The $800 is actually divided by 80. That's $10 per hour already at a part-time rate. So that's how you're going to attract them to get you in the monthly. Instead, if you decide to get my monthly part-time rate, you can get a discount of $10. It's going to come out as $10 per hour instead of 12. Now, if they decide to hire you for the monthly full-time, your 1,500 will come out at $9. $9 per hour instead of 10. Okay? So that's how you're going to attract your clients if they decide to negotiate your rates. Diba? Ang sweet ng husband ko, binigyan niya ako ng frutas. Okay. So, do you guys like that? Are you guys still alive? People on Instagram, sorry, on Zoom and on YouTube? $160 hours equivalent to how many hours in a week? Oh, okay. So the 160 hours is equivalent to 40 hours a week. So 8 hours per day. Aaron, I feel you. Mahina din ako sa math. That's why you see how challenging the topic was for me. Mhm. Okay, wait. Just give me a few seconds. Medyo pagod na tayo magsalita. Wait, let me just message Tracy. Hold on. Okay, thank you. So yeah, just give me a few seconds. Napagod tayo. Hey, alam nyo ba guys, when I talk for 2 hours, sometimes nahihilo na ako. But we're used to it already. Okay. For you guys, at least my husband gave me a sugar rush, so we have another boost of energy. We still have 30 minutes, guys. We still have a lot to learn. So I hope you guys are still okay and you had your lunch. Okay, so that's our rate. Challenging talaga ang math. Yes, that is so true. Hold on. We have some questions. So before I proceed, the next topic would be the assets that you would need, which comprises of your contracts, your invoice, and your proposals. Okay, but let's answer some questions on our chat box. Tracy, just share the questions from our YouTube channel. Do clients use tools to track your screen activity? Some clients do, but I highly suggest if you get a direct client, just tell them that you don't use time trackers. It's not healthy. Trust me, it's not. But if you are getting someone from Upwork, they do require that. Because you will be paid through Upwork. So yeah. But time trackers, it's not healthy, trust me. It's very micromanaged. So if your client says that, are you using any time trackers for this? You just say no. But if you're paid by per hour, then you really have to do so. That's why it's very important that you attract them to hire you on a monthly rate so that you are not required to use time trackers with screen activity. But sometimes we do have time trackers that won't record your screen activity, and that's fine. How do you deal with clients na if pwedeng walang time proof? So yeah, that's I advise those who ask help on how to look for clients. It's just that they tell their clients that you don't use time trackers. And of course, you push for the monthly rate instead of the hourly rate, so that there's no use in using time trackers if you are on a monthly rate basis. But if you are in an hourly rate, then sometimes for you to be able to which is charge them with your invoice, you really need to have a time tracker. But you can opt to have a time tracker without the screen share. The time tracker that's really nice that I found out is Toggle, Toggle. It's a very nice time tracker. It's for free and you can opt not to have screen grabs. How do you deal? Ayan. I did your no exercise workbook. I answered all the questions correctly, but has never worked as a VA. Will they hire on Upwork with no experience? I have call center experience. Yes, they do. They do hire sa Upwork with no experience. Toggle, sorry. Let me share it here sa chat. Toggle. Yan. Does Athena have openings for customer service officers? No, none. We only have openings for EVAs. How many clients you can slot within a month? Oh sorry, wala palang E, Toggle lang pala. Sorry, thank you Tracy. Anong tawag dito? How many clients can you have per month? Depende. If you only have part-time clients, then maybe you can have 2 to 3 clients that you can handle as a part-timer. But if you are a full-timer, you can have a maximum of 2. But it also depends on what type of tasks they give you. Because like for me, with my client in Athena, I can no longer of course it did cross my mind like, can I get another client? Or is it possible for me to hire or to get another client with the type of load that I have with my Athena client? And then based on, thinking, it's really not possible, especially when you are an executive VA, because you handle your client's whole life. So you no longer have, an extra time to get clients. So as an EVA, you really have to be able to look for a premium client so that you can focus on just one. Sorry, hold on. Hello? Okay, kuya sa may letter A. Thank you. Okay. Where can we find the no experience workbook? Ooh, okay. Since you guys have signed up doon sa NAS.io, I'll send it to you guys after. You know what? I keep forgetting. Tracy, can you remind me, because I was not able to send it to our attendees for days 1, 2, and 3. So please remind me to send the workbook to them via email. As a VA, are you being contacted anytime they want to, even on your rest day? No. You just have to be very was this clear with your client in terms of your boundaries, that when it's your off, you tell them that, hi client, say for example, it's a Friday. You're going to send your end of day report to your client. So you're going to tell your client, hi, enjoy the rest of your weekend. If there's anything urgent over the weekend, you can message me on whatever platform that you're using. For example, WhatsApp. You can message me on WhatsApp. I just cannot promise that I'll be able to reply immediately, as I have errands to do during the weekend, but I'll try to be as responsive as I can. Okay. But as a GVA or as an EVA, just in case your client messages you on a weekend or on your rest day, you have to make sure that you acknowledge their message and don't just ignore them. Okay. So when they send you a message like, hey, can you do blah 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 blah? You tell them, hi, this is noted. I'll start on this first thing on Monday. Say because you don't have your computer right now, you're out of town or you're somewhere or like that, you just have to be very clear that you have to do it on Monday. But as an EVA, also as an or as a general VA, and we are virtual assistants, meaning we can work anywhere, you should also have that mindset to recognize if a task that your client is asking you to do or messaged you over the weekend is an urgent task. If it's something that you need to do immediately, and you're just at home, that's the perk of being a work from home, then what's the issue? Or there's no issue for you to do it. Just an example, last night, my client, I was on Discord with my fellow friends, Tracy. I was with Tracy last night on Discord, and we were having a regular drinking session over the weekend. We are winding down for the weekend after a very stressful work week. And then my client decides to message me asking if I can cancel a restaurant reservation that they have for that day. So it was Saturday night last night in the US. So my client messaged me asking if there is a charge if they decide to cancel the reservation. Since I'm on Discord, my computer is right in front of me. I was a little bit tipsy already, mind you. I did respond and I asked, no, there's no cancellation fee. And then I asked, does she want to cancel? And then she said, yes, she wants to cancel and move it to Monday. Okay. But she didn't tell me to do it. She said that I can, just do it on Monday or make the reservation when I come in on Monday. I'm like, no worries. I replied to her. I said, no worries. I can. Oh, sorry. No, I forgot. She said that, but we cannot cancel because the restaurant is closed. So what I tell, she assumed that I did the reservation over the phone. So I messaged her. I responded to her and I said, no, I can actually move the reservation right now because I reserved via Resi or online. And then she said, oh, that's great. And then I told her what time on Monday. She said 5 p.m. And then in less than 5 minutes, less than 3 minutes, I was able to move the reservation and update her calendar. It took less than 3 minutes of my time over the weekend while I was drinking with friends. So urgent things like that, you should be able to recognize as a general VA or as an EVA. You also need to make an exception, especially if your client is traveling. This is always what I do. So when my client is on a business trip or on a family vacation, as long as they are out of the country or out of their house, or their residence, I always make sure that I am also available over the weekend. Might not be full time, but I am available with them for any urgent matters over the weekend because they are traveling. Okay. And since I can do most of reservations and call people just using my phone, I don't actually have to be on my laptop. I make sure that my client knows that they can contact me anytime, even over the weekend when they are traveling. So you make exceptions like that. And that's the perk of being a work from home or a remote worker, because you can provide that type of service, or was this a going above and beyond type of customer service for your client, and having that characteristic for your client, that they know that they can rely on you even on a weekend, especially for urgent matters, will improve your client EA relationship with your client, and you will definitely get great feedback. But of course, you also have to make sure that they know that these are just for urgent matters, and not abuse you or take you was this not abuse your availability. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. So there you go. Now let's move on to your assets. Mhm. Sorry, hold on. Yung mga aso ko kumakatok. Okay. um, so what are the assets that you need as a virtual assistant? Since you are, as a remote worker, as a freelancer, you're actually a business owner. So you need assets such as your contracts, especially if you're not going in the direction of applying in an agency. You need to have your own service agreement or your contract. You need to have your own invoice. An acknowledgement receipt can be, and then of course, what's this? A proposal letter. Sorry, hold on. Okay. First up is your invoice. Okay, so for your invoice, you have to take note that an invoice and a receipt or an acknowledgement receipt are two different things. Okay. An invoice, you send out an invoice when you're asking your client for money. Okay. You don't send out an invoice when they already paid you. Okay. You send out an invoice to show the hours, especially if it's an hourly rate, the hours that you have and how much you're charging them for the month or for that cutoff. Okay? So, how do you create an invoice? It's very, very easy. As long as you can create an invoice in less than 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so on your Google Drive, you just have to go to new, go to your Google Sheets, and go to choose form a template. Okay, and then here you have the different templates that are available in Google Sheets. And then just scroll down, and no need to scroll down. You actually have your invoice. You even have a weekly timesheet that you can use for your reports for your client. But if you use your toggle.com, you can actually generate your summary of timesheets in a PDF format via Toggle. Okay, so just click on invoice, and then it will open to this. You can change the company name. You can just put your name, and then you can edit anything that you want from here. Okay, and then you can have invoice number for tracking, invoice for your client, what type of name. You don't have to actually have all of these things. You can remove them and personalize them as much as you want. But of course, you need to have your due date here. And then what's nice also is that you can add more sheets below to input your bank details, or you can have it here. Sometimes what I do is I have my bank details here or beside here on top. Okay. And then all you have to do, this has already, what's this? This already have formulas in them. So for example, you have the dates. Let's say you are up per hourly on an hourly rate. So you have day 1, you have day 2, and then all you have to do is right click here and insert a row above. And then you have day 3, day 4, and then day 5. Okay, so this is for 1 week. And then all you have to do is just copy this one. Oh, sorry. Here. Yeah, so this one has formulas already. Okay, so you have here your hours and then your service fee. Or you can put rate. Okay, so let's say your per hourly, let's say this is a full-time gig. Your per hourly rate is $12. Okay, so just copy and paste everything. And then let's say you have 6 hours here, 7.5 hours here, 8 hours here. You had overtime, you have more overtime. So it will automatically compute. The adjustments, since you don't have adjustments, you can just delete this one. Okay. Adjustments is if you have like discounts or whatever adjustment, but it's just something that will deduct from your total amount due. So here is your rate for that week. Okay. And then all you have to do is download as PDF. And that's how it's going to look like. You can change it to portrait so it looks better. Okay. And then you can save this and send this to your client as an attachment to your email. That's how easy it is. You already have an invoice. Okay. Next up, of course, is your contracts. We also have here on our Google Drive, just go to new. And then instead of Google Sheets, go to Google Docs and go format template. This is actually provided by Upwork. Okay. The template here is provided by Upwork. So just go down. There, you have here by Upwork, independent contractor agreement. So these are for freelancers like us. So just click on that. It will give you instructions on how to use the document. And then once you just read this, and then it says here, remove this instructional page before you use. So just read through this and then edit as you go along. And then you can even add more. Okay. Information if you feel like there's more that you need to put. Okay. But basically, these are the basic needs that we have in our contract as independent contractors. What I always add here or inform my students is the compensation. So consideration and compensation. So I always ask them to add another portion that says yearly increase. Okay, because some of the challenges that I hear from other beginners is that, how do I ask my client for an increase? So for you not to ask it every time, you already include your rate increase. That's because you need to have increase on a yearly basis due to inflation or changes in the economy. So you always have that fixed already. You don't have to ask your client for it anymore. You can include that in your contract. So you can say that every year as we renew our contract, my rate increases X number of percent, or increase $100 on a monthly basis, or increase $2 or $1 on the hourly basis. So you can already input that here so that you don't have that challenge of asking your client for an increase anymore. Even prior to them signing the contract and starting a relationship with you, they already know that after a year, they will have to increase your rate. Okay. So always include that there in your contract. And then you can just change whatever here, send it to your client. Now, next thing that you're going to ask, why, as a freelancer, am I the one who's going to give the contract to my client, or is the client going to be the one to give me the contract? It depends, actually. Sometimes there are clients who provides contracts for their VAs. Sometimes they don't. Okay. So if your client provides you with a contract, then what you can do is you can also tell your client, hey, you know what? I also have a contract since you're hiring me as a service provider. This is my contract. If you'd like, we can just merge both contracts and just see where the difference is. And then you can add your terms in the final contract. And then you have one whole new contract for your client. Okay. But if your client doesn't have a contract, when they hire you or when they get your services, you already like tell them immediately, I have a contract. Okay. That's because as a service provider, they're actually just not hiring you as an employee. You don't have an employee-employer relationship. You're coming in as an independent contractor. So they're hiring you specifically for your own services, meaning they recognize you as a business owner and they're paying your services as a virtual assistant because that's your business. So you're the one who's going to provide them with the contract. So it's within your terms. But you also have to take into consideration that your client or that contract is open for negotiations. So prior to your client signing that contract, all you have to do is what's this? Ask your client if there's any changes that they want. Okay. Now for signing of contracts, I also partnered with a local brand that I am trying to I am promoting because again, Filipinos for Filipinos. The name is Unawa. Unawa. I'm not sure if it's .com or the sign something. Sign. But I know it's Unawa. Unawa.com. Okay, so because we have what we call when we're signing documents, remember, we do have like the paid version, what's this? Adobe Sign or DocuSign or all of those things. But those are created by foreigners. Now we have our fellow Filipinos who created unawa.com. See, it's not unawa.com. Hold on. Let me get the back. It's Sign Secure. Okay, sorry. It's Sign Secure by unawa.com. Hold on. Oh, there you go. There. Signsecure.unawa.asia. Okay, so this is for free. All you have to do is sign up here for free, and then you can upload. For example, this is your independent contractor. Just download this as a PDF and then upload it in Sign Secure, and then you can send that to your client. It will track the signatures for your contracts or whatever agreements you'd like to send. So this is created by fellow Filipinos also. Who are you? So this is created by our fellow Filipinos. So for us freelancers and business owners. So check them out if you'd like to. If you need to look for a signature platform, online signature platform, check out Unawa. It's very straightforward, very easy to use. Signsecure.unawa, signsecure.app.unawa.asia. Do you know what unawa means in Tagalog? I think it's understanding, di ba? Unawa meaning in Tagalog. See, I know it's under. See, oh, galing. That's why when they approached me, I'm like, and then they sent me an email asking for a collaboration. And it was it's so witty for them to use the word unawa for a what's this signature online signature platform because it means understanding. Diba ang galing? Very witty. Filipinos are so intelligent. Oh, diba? Well, we're all intelligent. Okay. So yeah, so that's our independent contractor agreement. There is another option for you to create your own contract agreement, which is using ChatGPT. So you just make the prompts like I am a freelancer. Oh, sorry. No, not I am. You are. So whenever you use ChatGPT, remember that the prompts should be addressing ChatGPT. So you're telling ChatGPT to to act as whoever you want them to act. So you are a virtual assistant. And you are a virtual assistant. Create a independent contractor contract that you will send to your potential client. And then you can be more detailed. You are a Filipino virtual assistant. Create an environment that you will send to your potential foreign client. And then just hit enter. There. This one, it's very simple. Okay. Make each term more detailed and have more information for legal purposes. Ano yun? Bakit may ganun? Si ChatGPT din talaga minsan may topak eh. There's more, but I don't know what this is. Oh, I think this is for I think this is for a Google Sheet or something. See, tinan mo, inutusan ko na siya eh. Ayaw pa rin niya makinig. Okay, but anyway, that's how you do the prompts for ChatGPT. You have to think that the ChatGPT is acting as your assistant. So you have to make him think that ChatGPT is you and it's creating this as that type of persona. Okay? And that same goes for your other documents such as proposals and all of those things. You can ask ChatGPT to do all of those things. And they can also do something like this. See, I'm not sure. I'll try to see what this is. But anyway, okay. So that's it for creating your profiles. I hope you learned a lot. We still have 10 minutes to go for our question and answer portion. So I see here we have suggestions to avoid not being paid by your client. This is a great question, especially for beginners or first-time freelancers. So if you are someone and this is going to be your first client, for example, you got this client from a social media platform and not through Upwork. Because through Upwork, we do have what we call yung verified payers, or that they are already verified by Upwork, meaning they do pay their their hires or their independent contractors. But if you found or if you find a client who is not payment verified, or you find a direct client via a different platform, and you feel like this person is not gonna pay me, um then what you're going to do is you're going to have an upfront payment. Okay, meaning they need to pay you first before you start your service. Okay, so for example, you can have that, or you can amend your contract saying that payment conditions or payment terms, 50% of the monthly rate should be paid in advance prior to your start date. Okay, so make sure that you have that if you don't trust the potential client. Is it recorded? Yes, this is recorded. You will see this on our YouTube channel after this session. Thanks. Where can we find no experience workbook? Yep. We'll be sending the no experience workbook. We will send it to you via email. Pwede po ba mag-apply part-time sa Athena? No, we only hire full-timers in Athena. For Athena's final interview, can we use phone or mobile and earpods instead? No, don't use phone or mobile. Because I don't have a webcam and headset too. Shucks. Buy a webcam already. There are very cheap webcams online, less than 1,000 pesos. You can do that. If you have an iPhone and you have a MacBook, you can connect your iPhone to your MacBook, but you're gonna fail if you don't have a webcam. Go for it because this is an interview. So go somewhere, go to the mall. It's Sunday, purchase a really cheap webcam. As a freelancer, do we have to give a receipt after they pay our services? Okay, great question. So you have your invoice, right? So you sent out your invoice charging your client for your rate. Now, once they send you their payment, all you have to do is acknowledge it via email. Okay, saying that, hi client, this is to confirm receipt of your payment for invoice number, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can have like a format also that you like, probably use Canva to do that, but a simple email saying that you've received with that invoice number, and then you can also attach that invoice number. Or what you can do also, remember, you sent out your invoice via email. Once that invoice is settled, reply to that email that you sent your invoice to, or that invoice email, and say that you have confirmed receipt of the payment for the invoice. Now, why not send an OR? That's because if you are starting, I don't advise you to register yourself as a business, because it's so hard to get out of or ending a business or a sole proprietorship here in the Philippines. Okay, so if you are starting and you're just trying the freelance industry or the remote work industry, you're not yet sure if this is what you want to do full time, then just sending out a simple acknowledgement is great. But if you really want this to be like a full-time, full-blown business, then maybe you want to register as a sole proprietor business owner in BIR, so that you can also file for your own taxes and your government benefits. Okay, if let's say you want, since the reason why you want to be a freelancer is for you to be able to work anywhere, be able to get income that will help you travel the world. Okay, so of course you need to get a visa. And one of the requirements to get a visa is proof of income. So that's wherein you need to already register as a business and file for your taxes. That's a different ball game. I don't know how to do that. I do file my own taxes, but I do, because of I'm a business owner as a wedding and events planner. I did not open a new business as a freelancer. I just file my taxes through my weddings and events. Um Do most ICAs have non-involvement clauses? For example, not to engage in the same industry a certain number of years after separation. If you are working for uh, an agency, they might have that clause in their contracts. But if you're working for a direct client, you can opt to not have that clause there. If, for example, your client or direct client was the one who indicated that clause, you can negotiate and tell them to remove it. Will it be the same case when you're under Athena? What's the question, Yen? Sorry, let me go back to your question. Okay, I don't see a question yen. Clarify the contract, I mean. Oh, okay. With Athena hires you as an employee already. So if you are applying for Athena, we are no longer independent contractors in Athena since Athena is a Philippine entity. Okay? Athena is a legal Athena has been legal ever since, but they are registered in the US. That's why they're hiring independent contractors before. But now Athena is already a Philippine entity or a Philippine registered company. So we are hired as an employee already. Okay? So the contracts that we have is very different from an independent contractor contract. Yung client ko hanggang ngayon di nag-update sa akin kung may trabaho pa ako sa kanya. Plano ko ang end na lang contract namin, under pa ako ngayon sa agency. Is this client um is this Apolonio? Apolonio, is this client that you're talking about with your agency, or is this a direct client? Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that you appreciate the lessons that you've learned here today. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. This will be a big help for us as we start our freelancing journey. Thank you. Thank you. So happy. I really do appreciate. Okay, Apollonia, if it's through an agency and your client is not responsive, you have to talk to somebody. Do you have a supervisor or a manager? If you do, you have to talk to them and inform them to help you reach out that client. Because if that client is no longer responsive, they might, match you with a different client. But if if that client is not responsive, even after you tried to reach out to them, yeah, it's their issue already. As long as they're paying you, that's fine. Where can we send emails to receive the no experience workbook? Well, Precious, since you're in this group, I'm sure you got the link to the Zoom room via NAS.io, meaning you signed up for the event. So your emails will be there. So I'll send out the workbook later through that email. Same experience with you. Oh. So there, if they're not responsive and you are in an agency, reach out to your supervisor. Yeah, because right now with Athena, I'm not sure if you guys know. So I have been promoted as an was it CSOM or client. I always remember the S. Hindi service eh. Client something operations manager. So I handle executive assistants. And then I handle sa Discord na barangay. Okay, Tracy, can you share the NAS.io link for this event itself so that they can still sign up? And then I'll send the emails to their links. Can you also send that link to the YouTube channel so that whoever is watching on YouTube and you want to get the dito pala yung camera, and you want to get the no experience workbook, sign up to the event today so that I can send you the email, the links to that. Where am I? Okay, so as an operations manager, I handle EAs. And then I also have a relationship with the clients of my EAs. So I reach out to them. Tapos na po yung project ko sa client. Last week, nag-Zoom uli kami para sa iba naming task. Pero di nag-respond. So project basis, Apollonia talaga, yun lang talaga ang the best because I can't give you like 100% advice on what to do because I honestly don't know what the setup is between the agency and the client. And also your setup kasi ngayon parang lumalabas na project basis tong client mo. So it's totally different. I can't like give you like 100% information on how you can deal with this thing. The best talaga is you approach your manager. May mga manager, do you have a manager in that agency? There are clients that are the same with employees na mag-awol without giving you any advice that would be the last effort. That's the biggest risk that we have as freelancers is that when you have a client, sometimes they'll just disappear out of the blue. Okay. That's why it's always important that you optimize all of the profiles that you have, the one that I just taught you right now, because it will make things easier for you to look for another client. You can even have for example, you have a current client and then other clients reach out to you via whatever profiles that you have. You can always go back to them if you lose a client. Ano po mga agency for beginners with no experience? Well, definitely not Athena because right now Athena is looking for applicants who have experience. So you can check out, I think magic.com is one, Coconut VA, Cyberbacker. I'm not sure about the VA Hub, but I know those three, Magic, Cyberbacker, and Coconut VA, are hiring VAs with no experience. So the agency will help you or must help you look for another client. Yes, if you are with an agency. Delay po yung salary. Nung hinulog niya yung salary, laki na ng bawas. Di na ako nagreklamo sa agency kasi sila naman nag-cut nun. Hala, sino yun? Siyempre, hindi tayo mag-name ng names, di ba, Apollonia? You can message me directly if you want help. Via my email. May I ask, please, what do you mean po sign up sa event? Are we not signed up since we were invited sa webinar? No. If you were invited via, via the chat rooms, then you are not invited in the event itself. Hold on, let me share the link. Okay, this is the link to the event itself. So you have to sign up here so that I can have your email and send you the the no experience workbook. It's so nice. I'm gonna call it that. For whoever tagged that, whoever said that no experience workbook, we're gonna use that. I'm actually going to update that no experience workbook, and because I know the only skill in our no experience workbook is inbox and calendar, I'm going to add other skills such as travel, household, meeting, and events. I just haven't had the time to do that because there's been a lot of things happening for the past few weeks with my transition to being an operations manager, looking for my replacement, and then my class, my boot camps, and all of those things. So yeah. Okay. Oh, overtime na pala tayo ng 5 minutes. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. If you would like to watch the recordings, just go to my YouTube channel. Everything is there. This is one. Oh my God, Dienin, thank you so much. One of the most... Hala, gusto ko i-save to. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, just go back to our YouTube channel and then of course join our free learning center via NAS.io. In the next few months, I will be announcing a new boot camp for us. Just stay tuned for that. It will basta. I will announce that new bootcamp that you can enroll. So thank you so much, guys. You have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Um, Going back to bed, the workplace. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I highly appreciate all of your what's this good feedback and comments. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much, Tracy, again for your help. Um, Thank you so much, everyone. You guys have a great weekend. See you again for the last day of our series next Sunday. Thank you, guys. Thank you. For all of our YouTube viewers, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much, ayan, mga YouTubers natin. Thank you so much. Yes, Naomi. Naomi will send you a new one. There will be a new date. We'll send you a different date. Thank you guys. Ayan. Okay, so I'll end na our live. Thank you so much everyone. Again, Tracy, thank you so much. You are the best.